Welcome back, everybody. Right, so just before the break, we of course took a look at the results that came in over the weekend. Remember, of course, you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks if you go to our Facebook page. Every week we post a different team or competition there and give you an opportunity to either identify the team or spot the ball. And you could put yourself in the mix then to win a case of Score energy drinks. Last week we posted quite a tough one for you. It was in fact the Peniel Villages under 20 side. There you can see them on the screen right now, where we said spot the team. What's the name of the team? And of course the correct answer was the Peniel Villages under 20 side. And of course, big thanks to Peniel Villages for sending that picture in. It was great fun taking a look to see whether or not we know our various teams that are playing in Western Province Rugby. And of course, congratulations to Hilton Williams. Hilton is this week's winner of our Score Energy Drinks competition. And Hilton will be reaching out to you on Facebook Messenger, where you can, where we'll get hold of you, and so that you can come and collect your case of Score energy drinks. So we hope that you are, of course, watching. So remember, folks, go to our Facebook page every week and take a look and see what the Score energy drinks competition is. Let's take a look at some of your logs then from as we stand currently in Super League B. SK Warmers are still at the top of the pile. They are they're unbeaten. The only unbeaten team in Super League B, but equal with them on log points is of course Franschhoek, sitting on 34 points. Although SK Warmers have got 2 games in hand, if you consider that, up against Franschhoek, followed by All Saints, Strand, Belleville, CPUT, Hansen Arts, Collegians, Vineyards, Primrose, Belhar, and of course Kylemore. Right, folks, we're going to take a look at your logs then, of course, in Super League C. A lot of cracker games happening at the moment. Van der Stel also unbeaten in Super League C, one of the few teams that are unbeaten, sitting at the top of the pile, followed by Goodwood, Hamadias, Macassar, Peniel Villages, and Busy Bees. And of course, folks, we know that teams will by now start looking at whether or not they are going to be able to make it into the top 6. So the pressure does change slightly for the clubs as we now go past the halfway mark, or at least we're just past the halfway mark of the league season. In the City League, it's LC Srafir that are leading the way. They're sitting on 28 points, followed by Gardens, Manenberg Rangers, Silvertree, Callies, Young Ideas, Violets, Western Zebras, and Police. While in the Southern League, it's Atlantis Titans, Retreat Rocklands, Young Wesleys, Peninsula, Young Stars, Noordlikers, and Laguna bring up the tail end. And then in the Par League, Young Gardens are leading the way, followed by Young Standards, Lower Paarl, Riverstones, Paarl Rangers, Allendale, and then, of course, Simonium, Peril United, and Violets Paarl. Right, folks, look out then this weekend. There's going to be a big game. When we take a look at your fixtures coming up this time, we're also going to show you the matchups of the log positions. But look out this weekend. It is going to be a cracker of a game in the Paarl region. And we'll talk about that when we take a look at our barometer, where Young Gardens are this weekend up against Young Standards. And so that's going to be a position 1 against a position 2 in the Paarl region. And we've got some similar lineup matchups for you in that space. We were asked to take a relook at some of the highlights from last week. And of course, it was a big game then last week when we saw Unimil up against Kailsriver. But of course, Unimil Kales River highlights there from the first half, and by popular demand, let's show you the second half highlights. Right, there we go, folks. Of course, Unimil Kales River, Unimil walking away with the win there, increased their lead on the log. They're sitting at 3 at the moment. Kales River are going to have a little bit of work to do. Of course, went down to Tygerberg this past weekend. Right, folks, of course, you can see Decro Paints behind me there. Decro Paints is, of course, on board with Cape Rugby TV. Of course, Decro Paints brings paint to life. Remember, you can visit Decro on www.decro.co.za, and every week they send us a little video that we play in our to help you with some of your DIY tips. Decro is, of course, experts in the paint space, and if you get down to their store at N1 City, they'll be able to give you some really good advice. But of course, the brand is national. In fact, that brand is global. And right now, if there's something that you need to be thinking about, you need to be thinking about the waterproofing, because it has been raining so much, and so their products such as their all roof products, their painters pal products, they really have got the ideal solution for you to help you with your waterproofing problems. But let's take a look at a little DIY video. Well, I certainly think I'm going to be able to get myself a couple of Decro products and do a bit of painting at home. And love the fact that I can just pop around to their store at N1 City there next to Game, and they can give me some really good advice. Right, we'll take a break. When we come back from the break, we're going to take a look at your barometer, and we're also going to show you some of the highlights from last week where Helderberg were up against St. George's. Don't go away, back in a second.